Okay, we're back at this thing. I took a little break here, and let's see if I can continue milling out this upper receiver. Let's see where my depth is set for this. Okay, so I did that one. I got to go just a little bit more, and we'll be done with the first of three. Hear that? That is we're having a bad ice storm today. No, icy trees and temperatures dropping, everything's falling from the trees. Give me a minute here, we'll turn this thing on and we'll continue to mill that thing out. Put coveralls on because this thing is just so nasty with the chips. They get everywhere. So let's see what we can do here with this. So let's mill this out just a little bit more. See where we go. Okay, a couple things here that I don't, not that I don't like them, but let me show you here. So, as you're milling, if I can find a pointer here of some sort. Sorry about that. As you're milling this thing out, your router has got bearings or like guide bushings. Okay, on the bottom of that router are these little bushings, and those bushings ride and follow this part right here. The problem is a concern for me, but if you keep it clean, I guess it's not, is when that bearing or bushing rides back here and gets all these chips up here, it prevents it from going all the way back. So on the last pass, I think we really got to clean this thing out and make sure that none of those chips are stuck in there. And because that point here is down in the jig, it's this point against this back wall. So something to be concerned about, or just kind of watch that your chips aren't getting all piled up in there and preventing it from completely following that. So basically what this thing does, though, is it follows that first bushing, follows, and it even says number 1 right here. It says number 1, and then number 2, and then the number 3, and they're progressively deeper. So that first bushing follows this whole upper template here, and the depth of it is determined by how you set your end mill. This is a guide for the end mill depth. And then your second one, obviously it looks like you see that step. It's going to just go from this point and then all the way back and do that pattern. And then the third one's going to drop down in here and just maybe follow that. I think if I'm reading that thing right. That's the way it looks. So anyway, just something to think about here. Keep in mind, got to keep your chips clear. So far, so good, except for one little, when I get it all cleaned up, you'll see what I'm talking about. One little bump in here that for some odd reason, I messed up. But I don't know, let me set the depth again and mill it out, and we'll just keep talking to you here. Give me a second. All right, well, so far so good with this thing. Step 2 on here is to put the next size bushings in here. So our first depth has been milled out, and that's good. Went all the way down. Now you replace these with the medium size bushings. Get them out of there. Like this, but same thing. Put those in there. Readjust your height. About there for the first cut, and then start working our way down into that. And the end mill's got to go when you do this into that initial hole we made. So, and then it just again follows that pattern. So. Alright, well that's the first initial cut on number 2. And that end mill is really, I don't know, it's sticking pretty far out. You can hear the chatter. Even though it's supported with the bearing there, it's still a lot of end mill sticking out. So you can, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but you can feel it. You got to go slow, small cuts and just take it easy. You'll get a nice finish to it. But yeah, it's working. Stay tuned. Okay, so we finished milling all that out, and let me show you what I got in here. I kind of screwed up a couple spots, but we'll see. Considering this is the first one and I got another one to do, let's see if I can't correct some stuff on the second one. But you can see all the material in here that's been milled out. If I can shine a better light in here. So everything's been milled out. Trigger, assembly, sides, all that. So a couple spots in here that I screwed up on. But, like I said, I don't think it matters. The next step is to drill the holes in the side there, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to set it up to do that. Next. So there's a couple flaws, or not flaws, but concerns I have with this jig. But If you keep your eye out for them, I think you'll be all right. We'll talk about them later. So let me set this thing up to drill the 3 holes in the side.